this whole issue which Umair sort of described to us, let's look at it from the point of view of how has journalism really evolved in that sense. And I think social media is changing the whole landscape in which journalism is being delivered as a product, or what journalists deliver as a product, and what we as consumers consume day in and day out. So my first premise there is newspaper is no longer a once a day premise. That's the first that I'm talking about. And it's so coincidental that while these guys are posing for these pictures, we also have a situation that in India we have a state where newspapers are growing, so is internet, so is the usage of social media. So one of the first changes that we see in journalism really is about the fact that the entire job of a journalist is changing, just as it's changed for all of us by use of technology. So the way a journalist receives his inputs, like Umair mentioned, that has changed completely. The way a journalist processes that information, shares it with her colleagues over email, SMS, Twitter, and what have you. The way she researches goes over Google, Britannica online, maybe a Wikipedia. You no longer today visit the library which has sets of clippings, which the traditional journalist would have done. The whole process of fact-checking, the editorial filters, all that has changed and everything has become literally online. The biggest change which I see that has happened around the world is the fact that any one of the 2 billion mobile camera owners is a potential reporter, a citizen journalist. He could tweet anything, any development. So that's really what empowers, that is what is empowering the whole humanity by use of social media. I talked about the fact that consumption of news is no longer an early morning ritual. The other part that I want to bring about is the fact that we as consumers of news have become absolutely empowered. We today have a very, very superior consumer experience. We can consume what we want. We don't need to be tied down to one single newspaper or 2 newspapers or 3 newspapers or 5 journals that we subscribe to at home. I can look at the developments by the minute, by the hour, by the day, or if I decide, I could sort of not look at my newspapers for any number of days. What are the possibilities that you have? The possibilities are, I can choose news which is local, I can choose stuff which is of interest to me, and back to this whole point of mobility bringing power in the hands of people. Most of the social media is driven by the mobile devices. The other big trend that I see is this whole issue of personalization of news. So I could get into a site and personalize the news that I want. I don't like sports. I can sort of not look at it. I like entertainment and movies. I can bring it up there. I can choose a section that I want. I can train the app to give me from the same contributor. I can train the app to give me news from the same news source, from the same location. That's the level of personalization that I can get into. The point that I want to make here is through these three illustrations. Biggest of the stories can't match the speed of digital. Just imagine if you had to see this particular picture next morning and not learn about what happened in that match. And this is where I think the radio has played a significant role, especially in cricket. You have scores coming ball by ball, television's playing that. The websites are doing that for us. But I have a feeling this particular day's newspaper has more to do with what is more for historical and archival purposes. We didn't have to wait for the next morning's newspaper to see what's happening in this picture. We don't have to really see these. You can be served anywhere, anytime, anything. You can look at print, you can look at digital, you can look at multimedia, you can look at pictures, and you can order at any time that you want. Again, from one of the news apps, you can really train the app to give you what you really need. The big advantage that I as a reader get is the reality check. I get the response, I get the feedback the minute I put it out on Twitter, the moment I put it out on Facebook. And there was this whole argument about, or discussion about, should you really be forwarding stuff or should you be creating? I think the role of curating the content is equally important as far as the news stories is concerned. Because if you believe you've created a significant piece of news, I see no reason why the journalist should tweet it and it gets curated and it gets talked about. Yeah. Having said that, I think this whole issue of how much of a freedom does a journalist have, I have a point of view there, which is if my newspaper editor does not want me to write about a certain subject, should I as a reporter go and break the news on Twitter or Facebook? Because my personal belief is our first responsibility is to the organization that we are with. And I know of many Indian newspapers, for example, where the individual journalists are not supposed to be commenting or tweeting on news items. And it's a written sort of understanding that the newspapers have with their people. Yeah.